guys are like little kids at the big boy table. It's like, the chairs are so much lower, it seems like, or the table's higher. Anyway. Greetings. Salutations.
What drew you to this role and to this show? It's very different than some of the other things you've done over your career.
Yeah, sort of different in some ways alike. I do good villain, I guess. And Kevin Williamson thought witch Natasha Henstridge should be perfect for this. No, Kevin really drew me to it. He's got the Midas touch, and it's just great to join a show that's young and hip and all of that stuff too. I've done some great shows that didn't have that young audience, and bye. And nobody wants to work when nobody's watching the shows. So that was part of it. Honestly, that was part of it. The character is, and Kevin promised this when we met. The character is much less one dimension than it may seem initially in the pilot. She's pretty multi-layered, and it's kind of fun exploring that already. Even in the first episode, I read it and I thought I'll be in one scene, two scenes. I'm commuting from LA to Vancouver. This is going to be what it is. It'll be a fun little thing, And I read the first script and I was like, oh, he wasn't lying. This is going to be dynamic. This is going to be more. There's a lot more going on than meets the eye with the character right from the get-go. I mean, she is very much that. She's in a position where she wants to keep her eye on control everything and sort of puppet. I keep using the term puppet master because that's how I think of it. She's pulling a lot of different strings and hoping to get what she needs, but it's just a really pivotal character. It's a fun character, and it's fun to do something with magic as well. It works.
Are we going to get to see your character do magic, or is she?
Maybe. But the interesting thing is they don't have any power. See, the generation that I'm in has lost their power. But there may be devices and things that enable her to have power briefly, temporarily at times, but she wants the full circle back together so that she has all the power, of course. But yes, you will see some magic.
I have a question. So in the pilot, you tell your hero's character, well, yeah, she has a gift, we brought them back together and all this kind of stuff. She's Faye's mom. So do you think she's going to be like, eventually, no, I can't, sabotage things because she is Faye's mom?
Yeah, it's a real interesting dynamic that she has there because she is the mother. She does love her daughter.
Exactly.
And yet she's willing to use her daughter, but I think that she really believes that she's using her daughter for the greater good. I think that although, like they say, the road to hell is paved with good intentions, I think she's got her eye on the prize and probably thinks she's doing the right thing, and whether the things that she does to get to that end point may be dark and twisted and horrible, I don't think she genuinely does not want to hurt her own daughter. So I don't know, we may encounter that, struggle there somewhere as well, I'm sure. But,
you play a mother on the show. Have you found yourself taking on any sort of a mentor-like role to your kids on the set?
It's funny, somebody else asked me that too, that they're so mature and smart and talented and worldly and traveled that I don't feel at all like I'm working with. I mean, one is 19, one of the cast members, but then one of the other girls is 26 and I'm 37, and so no. They all got their stuff together. I don't need to mentor them. They're all fine. No, not really. But I do find myself in on set and stuff, and they're having conversations about Gossip Girl or the OC or different shows that they watch and the characters on those shows, and I'm like, huh? What? Who? Who's that one now? Who's that? I am a little out of the loop, no doubt about that. But no, they're really more of a camaraderie, I think, than anything.
What do you think make witches such popular sort of figures in pop culture?
I think that, I think witches are interesting for many different reasons because of the history and the past and people thinking of women as these super powerful things and I mean, the idea that it has a lot to do with nature, and I think the possibility of the what if. I mean, anything that has a supernatural element is that what if, that possibility of the unknown, and I think that's interesting for the case of witches as well.
How much do you like to know ahead, script-wise, stuff like that, or do you like to just take it as it comes?
Whether you like to know ahead or not, in this case, they don't seem to tell you too much ahead. So you're like, what? What's happening? This may or may not happen. This could be this. So as much as it's nice to kind of know where your character is going, it's a little bit more of a surprise when you just read it as well. It's kind of fun. It's like, I always liken it to Christmas, reading a new script of a show that you're doing, and it's just some fun surprises in there. Also, I think if you know too much ahead, I actually think it'll start to influence you without you even knowing. It'll start influencing how you play the in the moment stuff that you're doing. So yes and no, I guess. Yes and no.
Yeah.
Got it.
When it comes to the genre itself, do you have any sort of favorite supernatural, either books or films, things that were personally interesting to you, and things you may have used when you approached this role as well?
I thought Species was a brilliant movie. I don't know why, it just always sort of stood out to me.
Okay, well, absolutely.
Just kidding. No, not really. I mean, I like different aspects. I've always liked the idea of, when you're a kid watching different types of shows, Bionic Woman or different things where women are empowered and as a young girl, kind of growing up and watching some of those kinds of shows and those sorts of things. I think it's always fun, the fantasy aspect of it, and also just being a girl and feeling like you could be powerful and strong and cool and have magical powers. And I'm kind of there again, now full circle, but playing something like that. It's fun. It's fun.
Thank you.
I have to take
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Thanks, guys.